Coming up on the Kev BKA Beloved Show, we got a conference championship look back, a Super Bowl preview, and what is the next step for the Lions and the Ravens. But first, all right, and before we get into what just happened in these playoffs, we got to talk about what we won't be talking about this week. First up, NFL Coaching Carousel just happened. Well, it's still happening now. At the time I'm recording this, the Washington Commanders and the Seattle Seahawks job are still open, so we don't know how that's going to go. But Jim Harbaugh just went to the Los Angeles Chargers. My main curiosity with that, I really want to see what Jim Harbaugh's more power run offense is going to look like now that he has a quarterback the caliber of Justin Herbert running it. I'd assume he's not going to have Justin Herbert hand the ball off 30 times, but hey, you never know with these type of things. Also, we got Raheem Morris, who got the head coaching job for the Atlanta Falcons. That now ups the amount of African-American head coaches in the league to 6, and that is 3 in one hiring cycle. Way to go, NFL. Way to be progressives. Yeah. And I'm really happy to see Raheem Morris get a second chance of being a head coach. He got his first chance in 2009 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think he was in his mid to late 30s at the time. He was on that Buccaneers coaching staff that went to the Super Bowl with John Gruden as the head coach, the Warren Sapp, John Lynch, Derek Brooks, that team. So he's more than putting his due time into the NFL to get this head coaching job. Love this for Raheem Morris. Happy to see it. Full stop. See? You see how easy it is to talk about Raheem Morris without bringing up Bill Belichick to every other sports outlet in the world? Just nastiness all around. Next, I had a plan for how to fix the Pro Bowl, but there's no way for me to fit it in, and let's be honest, y'all don't care. The NBA lost their goddamn mind last week. Luka dropped 70, Embiid dropped 70, Booker dropped 60, Cat dropped 60, LeBron and Curry had a double overtime classic. And nobody cared because it was NFL playoff week, baby. If you're Adam Silver, you have to be sick to your stomach. That last week was a scoring explosion, all these great games. Your stars came out and showed it. The two biggest stars in the NBA had a classic matchup. And all we want to talk about is whether Brock Purdy proved his doubters wrong or not. That has to suck. Oh, man. Hate to see it. Hate to see it, NBA. All right, I missed this. Actual last thing that we're not going to talk about before we get to the conference championship. The sports media layoffs. So Sports Illustrated, Los Angeles Times, Business Insider, and Time Magazine. So more so just journalism layoffs, period. And I'm hearing there might be more companies that are laying people off, and it disproportionately affects the people of color, much like everything else in the world disproportionately affects people of color. And the racial reckoning of 2020 that all these companies pretended that they were a part of, I've been telling y'all it was bullshit. It was bullshit, and it always has been bullshit. Because when the money started to get low, all these quote-unquote diversity hires and, we're going to strive to put this inclusion initiative into our structure and blah, blah, blah. The moment money started to go, they started kicking all them niggas up out of there. First ones to go were the people of color. And that's why all you right-wingers with your DEI rants, when y'all keep going on, I'm like, bruh, qualified minorities struggle to keep jobs and, God forbid, get them. These companies aren't rushing to hire unqualified ones. Get the fuck out of here. All right, let's move on to the conference championship because I got a bone to pick with y'all because it's a lot of hypocrisy going on right now. And I'm going to tell you exactly where it starts. You cannot be mad at Dan Campbell and Todd Monken at the same time. You got to pick one. You cannot be mad at Todd Monken for abandoning the run game and deviating away from what has worked for the Ravens and what has been their identity all season long. And then also be mad at Dan Campbell for going for it on all those fourth downs and staying with who the Lions have been all year long. You got to pick one. You can't be both. Me personally, the side of the decision making I'm on is that I'm pissed at Todd Monken. And we can throw Ben Johnson in there too. I don't know why you guys are letting him skate, because me and the rest of the run the goddamn ball hive are feeling very vindicated this weekend because both the Lions and the Ravens would have won if they would have just ran the damn ball. You know, football is not an easy sport by any means, right? But sometimes the shit don't got to be complicated. If you do a great thing and the other team is not good at defending that thing, do that thing. I'm an offensive genius. Oh my God, I'm a Shanahanian. Like, come on now. You just watched these two teams get ran on up and down the field last game, and they managed to win by the skin of their teeth. If you're the Lions, You just had the run game working that whole first half. That's why they were up 24-7. And in the second half, they ran the ball 7 times in the second half. 7! And for the Ravens, they had 16 run plays in total, 8 of which being Lamar scrambled. So on design run plays, it was 8. 2 of them were carries to Zay Flowers. So running backs only got 6 carries. This team led the league in rushing, y'all. 32 carries per game. All right, I'm speeding a little bit. I gotta go back. I gotta run it back. All right, well, we'll start with Detroit at San Francisco then. I alluded to it before, but I gotta say it again. This game was less about Dan Campbell's fourth down decisions and more about a 49ers team who believed in the marrow of their bones that the football gods fucked them last year by way of Brock Purdy's elbow. And that Super Bowl title was theirs. And goddamn it, since last January, they've done a pretty damn good job convincing us that they're correct. Now, I don't play the if game because Brock Purdy wasn't struck by lightning. He was struck by Hassan Reddick. And now here they are, a year later, playing the exact same team that they would have been playing if Brock Purdy was, in their opinion, if Brock Purdy was healthy last year. Funny how that works. But more importantly, on Dan Campbell's fourth down decisions, did Dan Campbell make Josh Reynolds drop the ball twice? Did Dan Campbell give Brock Purdy a speed boost and make him look like white Michael Vick out there? Dan Campbell make Jahmyr Gibbs fumble? Speaking of which, this is back to Ben Johnson. Jahmyr Gibbs had 2 fumbles all year long, which for a rookie, pretty damn fantastic, right? So this is not a recent occurrence. It's not a frequent occurrence for him, right? He fumbled with 5 minutes left in the third quarter. He didn't have another carry for the rest of the game. The rest of the game. He had 2 targets and 1 catch. I believe that went for 2 yards. Come on. Now, you can't abandon your rookie. You can't. It's bad enough you abandon the run. You abandoned your rookie because of 1 mistake in the playoffs. You cannot do that, bro. Oh, but sure. It's all Dan Campbell's fault. It's all the fourth down decision's fault. And if you've been on this channel and you've listened to this podcast, you've heard me say this ad nauseum. 1 play does not decide a game. There are so many different things that could have went one way or the other that if this thing would have went differently, the whole outcome of the game would have been different. For example, did Dan Campbell's fourth down decisions let a Brock Purdy prayer bounce off of that DB's face mask and into the hands of Brandon Ayuk? Now, on Brandon Ayuk's side, I don't want to make it sound like it was luck. Hell of a play by Brandon Ayuk. If God willing, he makes the Hall of Fame one day, that's the first play on the highlight reel. Absolutely fucking incredible play by him. What did Dan Campbell's fourth down decision have to do with that? The ball hit the DB in the face mask. You won't get too many opportunities better than that, right? Jesus, man. It's just so frustrating to watch that game as somebody who picked the Lions before the game. But even before the game, I said, hey, if the Lions want to win this game, they need to run the ball no less than 40 times. Make this game look like something out the 1980s. Run the ball some more, and when you're tired of running the ball, run it again. They only had 29 rush attempts. They were getting 6.3 yards a carry, bro. Come on. Come on, bro. It's not like they're in a position where they just, all right, we have to come back in this game, so we have to keep throwing the ball. No, you were up 17 points. Keep running the ball. Ugh. All right, I'll get more on the line shortly. But for the 49ers, that's 2 straight games in a row after hearing all season long how y'all can't come back from late game leads, and you guys have done it twice in a row. Salute to y'all. That's a hell of an accomplishment. And you know what I love about Brock Purdy? What makes Brock Purdy awesome is every game for him, he does just enough to prove both sides of the Brock Purdy argument correct. No matter what side of the Brock Purdy argument you stand on, he does just enough things to make whatever the side you stand on feel vindicated. And that's so funny to me. If you want to say that Brock Purdy's lucky and he's carried by his team and oh, he's just another system quarterback, well, that throw off the DB's face mask into Brandon Ayuk's hands definitely does not help that case. Or the throwing across his body to Brandon Jennings. What's the dude's actual name? Not Brandon Jennings. I'm sorry. Hold on. Jawan Jennings, first only catch, by the way. For Jawan Jennings reaching back like Odell Beckham trying to grab this hand off the ground. Yeah, you can see that and say, oh yeah, Brock Purdy's lucky. Or if you're on the side that Brock Purdy's the greatest quarterback since Joe Montana, you can look at the second half of that game and say, oh, Brock Purdy brought us down from 17 points. And both of you are correct from your observation. Your conclusion, but your observation, yeah, you got it. Oh man, just a frustrating game. And I said this in my preview right after the game. What a kick in the dick if you are a Lions fan. Just an absolute kick to the scrotum if you're a Lions fan. After 50 years, you finally get a chance. You can smell the Super Bowl. I know y'all were already booking flights to Vegas at halftime. Up 17? Shit, I would too. Just for it to end like that, Lions fans did not deserve that. You didn't. You just didn't. But unfortunately, that's how it went. And you know whose fault it wasn't? Dan Campbell, the person who that aggressive mind state we all fucking loved. Now we want to blame that for the reason they lost. That's not how this works. You live by the sword, you gotta die by the sword. Sucks to suck. All right, let's get to this Ravens-Chiefs game. And same thing, bro. Same thing, bro. Run the damn ball. Run the damn ball. Oh my God. That might be what I name this episode. Run the damn ball. Oh, Jesus, sweet baby Jesus. Just before we get to the running the damn ball part, it's just, so the Ravens game started, right? And M&T Bank Stadium was rocking the way we all knew it would be, just rocking. One of the loudest stadiums in the league. I've been saying this for years, but the Ravens just weren't good enough pre-Lamar for people to notice this. And also the M&T Bank Stadium prices out most of their fan base in Baltimore City, but that's a story for another day. The Baltimore Ravens have one of the best fan bases in the world, and they showed that for about the first 2 drives for the Chiefs. The Ravens come out, 3 and out, punt. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs come out. I'm sorry to laugh, Ravens fans, but they come out. Mahomes goes 5 for 5, 57 yards on a 10-play drive, 86 yards, just under 6-minute drive, which ends with the perfect throw and catch to Travis Kelce on Kyle Hamilton. Ravens fans swore all week long Kyle Hamilton was going to put the straps on Travis Kelce. And what makes it worse, Kyle Hamilton couldn't have covered him any better. That was just a perfect throw and catch from 2 players who've been playing together for 6 goddamn years in a lot of games like that one and knew exactly where to throw and catch the ball. They probably ran that play a million times. But then, Lamar makes his second most impressive play of the day, where he goes off the blitzing linebacker and just heaves it down the field to Zay Flowers. They get the touchdown. Zay Flowers is swag surfing in the end zone. It's beautiful. The crowd's right back in it. It's looking like we're about to get a classic. I may have tweeted it out. Oh, we're getting a classic game. What do the Chiefs do? 16 plays, 75 yards, 9-minute drive. Ends in a touchdown. The Ravens crowd was already out of it at that point, and then the Ravens fumbled, strip sack on Lamar Jackson 4 plays later. The crowd was out of it from that point on. The whole crowd got what Bomani Jones refers to as a lemon booty. Everybody was just stuck. And the Lamar playoff performance, we'll get there shortly, but more so watching your defense, who have been bullying the shit out of people all year long. 49ers got bullied by that Ravens defense. The Dolphins got bullied. The Lions got bullied. Side note, Ravens fans had to feel sick watching that NFC game. 2 teams that they beat the shit out of this year, playing each other for the chance to go to a Super Bowl where they should have been. Well, in their mind, they should have been. Just sweet Jesus. But watching your defense get done like that, 2 drives in a row, oh man, the crowd was done. The crowd was done. And from that point on is where the Ravens offense just immediately went into panic mode and said, you know what? We got to throw our entire game plan out the window. Or let me rephrase that. I hope they threw their game plan out the window, because if you came into a game where you're the number 1 running team in the league and you just watch the Chiefs give up 182 yards on the ground last game, with no intention of running the ball more than 16 times, I need Todd Monken brought up on charges, because Jesus Christ. I had all the Ravens drives in front of me a second ago. Hold on. So the 7 possessions between Lamar's insane touchdown to Zay Flowers I mentioned earlier and from when they got their next field goal, right? And technically it's 8, but I'm not going to count the end of the half. They just took a knee and got up out of there. We're not counting that. Fumble, punt, 5 plays. Punt, 3 plays. Punt, 3 plays. Punt, 7 plays. Fumble, 5 plays. That was when Zay Flowers dove for the goal line, which again, if you've heard me on this podcast before, for the love of God, people, stop reaching for the goddamn goal line. Stop it, stop it, stop it. Only bad things happen. If anything, if you want to be Mr. Tough Guy and you just have to go in for the goal line, lower your goddamn shoulder. Try that. Lower your shoulder. Lower your shoulder, hold on to the ball, and run through some people instead of trying to be goddamn Superman and reach with the ball. Try that one. Interception where Lamar threw a prayer up where in the postgame he said he was trying to get a pass interference call where all the Ravens fans all week long tried to tell us, oh, the refs are going to try and screw us because they want Taylor Swift in the Super Bowl, which I feel like I keep coming back to the same phrase. Guys, blaming the refs is for fucking losers. It's for fucking losers. But let's ignore how stupid that theory is for 2 seconds. And let's say you're right. Let's say the refs came in with an agenda to send Taylor Swift and the Kansas City Chiefs to the Super Bowl. Doesn't that mean you shouldn't headbutt Travis Kelce? Doesn't that mean you shouldn't punch Patrick Mahomes in the face mid-play? Doesn't that mean you shouldn't do the most obvious taunting penalty in the world? Now, I think taunting is a horrible, horrible penalty. I think it shouldn't be in the league. These are grown-ass men. Let them taunt each other, right? But I'm not on the competition committee. And as long as taunting is a penalty that you can get in the NFL, Zay Flowers knew that shit coming into the game, and goddamn it, I don't care if he's a rookie, he knew better. For the refs' rig crowd. Is that the plan you want to go in with if you think the refs are going to be against you? Is that the game plan? Did the refs make Lamar throw the ball in the triple coverage? Did the refs make Ronnie Stanley give up that strip sack? No, they didn't. Refs don't win games. Players do. I don't know what else to tell you. Now, as far as Lamar Jackson's actual performance, if you want to hear something funny, Lamar Jackson and Brock Purdy's numbers are damn near identical. Passing yards, Brock Purdy, 267. Lamar Jackson, 272. Both of them, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Rushing yards, Brock Purdy, 5 for 48, 0 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson, rushing yards, 8 for 54, 0 touchdowns. Damn near identical. Was Lamar god-awful, terrible, oh my God, he choked in the playoffs? No. Was he MVP quarterback of the league? No. But I'm putting way more of that on Todd Monken than I am on him because I don't know why in God's name, as good as Lamar Jackson is, you are coming out there and you're going to put him out there with 37 pass attempts. Why is that your game plan with Lamar fucking Jackson on your team? That should never be your game plan. For the love of God, Isaiah Pacheco had more carries than all your backs combined. He had 24. All your running backs had 16. And if you count all the scrambles that Lamar took, I believe it was 8. Let's add that to the called passing plays. So where are we at now? 45? 45? Oh, Jesus Christ. I got to stop talking about this game or else I'm going to have a fucking aneurysm. Just so frustrating. So frustrating. Congratulations to the Chiefs. I spent a lot of time shitting on the Ravens. Congratulations to the Chiefs. Steve Spagnuolo is a absolute wizard of a big game defensive schemer. I've seen him do it to my Patriots team and Tom Brady twice. I don't know why I didn't suspect he was going to do it to the Ravens, but here he is again. We'll talk more about the Chiefs shortly, but let's talk about these playoff losers. Let's see what's next for them. Now, I'll start with the Ravens since I ended with the Ravens last time. And there's Ravens fans who are getting a little restless with our guy Lamar Jackson. And oh my God, he choked in the playoffs again. And what are we going to do? We need to upgrade our quarterback. And because I'm the director of the Be Fucking For Real committee, I'm going to read to y'all the list of quarterbacks that the Baltimore Ravens have had since the 2000 Super Bowl. Jeff Blake, Chris Redman, Kyle Bowler, Anthony Wright, Troy Smith, the last 2 seasons of Steve McNair, rest in peace, and then Joe Flacco. Y'all should be pretty goddamn grateful you have Lamar Jackson on your team. Let me tell you, because he's already better than all of them. And as far as the playoff record, the same way that the media loves to use Peyton Manning as an example whenever one of these shitty white quarterbacks stole a bunch of picks in their rookie year, I'm going to use him as an example for Lamar Jackson's playoff record. Before the 2006 season where Peyton Manning finally won his first championship, in the AFC Championship game that'll scar me for the rest of my life. He was 3-6, including 4 one-and-dones. Lamar Jackson is currently 2-4. And yes, that includes Sunday. Peyton Manning was 30 when he won his first Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson is 26. We can relax. We can relax. You feel me? We can calm down. Lamar Jackson got better as a pocket passer, dissector of defenses this year. He's not even fucking 30 yet. He will get better. It's his first year with Todd Monken. As angry as I was at Todd Monken in the last section of this podcast, he'll get better too. Everyone relax. They'll be better next year. However, you cannot assume that you'll be back in the conference championship. We'll set aside how stacked the AFC is for 1 second. This is a tweet from Justin Spiro, host of the Spiro Avenue show. He said, "Don't sweat it, that all-time crushing loss on the doorstep of the Super Bowl. We'll be back and finish the job next time. Sincerely, the 2007 Chargers, the 2009 Jets, the 2009 Vikings, the 2010 Jets, the 2010 Bears, the 2014 Colts, the 2015 Cardinals, the 2017 Jaguars, 2017 Vikings, the 2019 Titans, the 2020 Bills, and the 2020 Packers." I say all that to say, those teams rested on their morals and was like, we'll be back next year. Don't do it. Now we can be honest about those last offseason moves that had a lot of us hype, and the regular season confirmed some of that hype. We said, they got Lamar, all these receivers. Receiver. They got him one top flight receiver, Zay Flowers, who, for all his fuck-ups last game, he had 115 yards that game. 1 touchdown, 5 receptions, 115 yards. None of the other Ravens receiver had more than 50. So congratulations. You have a number 1 receiver. Took you forever, but you got one now. And I think they need a dude at running back. Like this Gus Edwards, this Justice Hill, Keaton Mitchell, all that shit is cute. They need a guy. They need hey man, fuck the dumb shit. Give me the ball. Gus Edwards can't go to Tom Moxon and Lamar Jackson and say that. Derrick Henry can. Saquon Barkley can. Josh Jacobs can. When all else fails and we only have 3 carries going into the fourth quarter, hey, bro, fuck the dumb shit. Give me the ball. Problem with that, they only have $5.65 million in cap space this offseason. Not great. Their key free agents that they could possibly lose, there's more than 4 free agents, period, but these are the 4 important ones. Justin Madubuike on the defensive line, middle linebacker and all-pro Patrick Queen. First team all-snubbed all-pro Kevin Zeitler, and also first team all-snubbed all-pro Geno Stone. Pick 2, because 2 of them are leaving. One's getting franchise tagged, the other one you're actually going to sign to a deal. So pick 2. Whatever one of those 2 you want to keep, those are the 2 you're keeping. No way in hell you're keeping all 4. ESPN's Bill Barnwell said this on Twitter. Did the Ravens just waste the best team of the Lamar era? To which my response is, so far, yeah. They wasted the best team in Lamar's era because that's the best team he's played with so far. But it's Eric DeCosta and the rest of those people in the front office's job to make sure that that's not the case for the rest of his career. If Lamar's team around him peaks at 26 years old, that is a failure on the Ravens. That is not a failure of Lamar Jackson. But the Ravens have been a top flight organization and a model of consistency pretty much since their inception as a team. So I'm sure they'll figure it out, but boy, do they have their work cut out for them. All right, now for the Lions. Look, Dan Campbell is right. I don't care what y'all say. He's right. He's the man for the job. For you ungrateful ass Lions fans that are calling for him to get fired, how fucking dare you? Be grateful. Y'all were swimming in the realms of poverty. He was on the 0-16 team. So for y'all to say he should be fired because he didn't handle the NFC Championship correctly, how dare you? And after the game, they put out the Instagram cutout of him saying this might have been our best shot. And I want y'all to hear the full clip of what he actually said.
It's a lesson learned. And look, I told those guys, this may have been our only shot. Do I think that? No. Do I believe that? No. However, I know how hard it is to get here. I'm well aware. And it's going to be twice as hard to get back to this point next year than it was this year. That's the reality. And if we don't have the same hunger and the same work, which is a whole nother thing, once we get the offseason, then we got no shot of getting back here. I don't care how much better we get or what we add or what we draft. It's irrelevant. It's going to be tough. Everybody in our division is going to be loaded back up, and You know, you're not hiding from anybody anymore. Everybody's going to want a piece of you, and which is fine, you know, which is fine. But so it's hard. You want to make the most of every opportunity, and we had an opportunity, and we just couldn't close it out. It does.
Okay, so now that we've heard everything about it, they made it seem like he said, hey guys, we're fucked. Too bad we didn't get it done this time. All right, looks like we're going to be terrible next year. That's not what he said. He kept it a buck with him. He said, hey, it's hard as shit to get up to this spot. Getting to another conference championship and then pushing it over and going to a Super Bowl is hard. Please see the aforementioned list of all those teams I just listed. But bright side, they have $61 million in cap space this offseason. And I think Brad Holmes is going to say fuck it and go for it. They have one key free agent they have to re-sign, and that's Jonah Jackson, their left guard, who unfortunately was out last game. And they were still able to move the ball and run the ball for 6 yards to carry, but we're not rehashing that right now. They also have the 29th draft pick in the draft, where it looks like a really good corner is going to fall to them at that spot. If not Teron Arnold, Kool-Aid McKinstry, or maybe Cooper DeJean, because apparently nobody wants him to play corner in the NFL. It's white racism. I'm telling you, white racism. White people, y'all should be furious that Cooper DeJean, they're not letting him play corner. Instead of worrying about DEI bullshit, y'all should be way more upset that Cooper DeJean is not allowed to play corner in the NFL. The place where I think they have to level up this offseason is edge rusher and corner. Aiden Hutchinson can't do this by himself. He can't be your one lone edge rusher for the rest of his days in Detroit. Come on now, give him some help. And then corners, that one's self-explanatory. Every number one receiver feasted on y'all this whole playoff run and all season long. Get him some corners. But again, I have faith in Brad Holmes, and I'm sure the Lions fans do too. So I think they'll be fine in that regard as well. As far as a Super Bowl preview, I'm going to wait for now because, we have a whole nother week of Super Bowl content. I will do like a quick little tale to tape for them though. If you're the San Francisco 49ers and Brock Purdy and 49ers fans, I know Brock Purdy's a touchy subject for y'all, but just listen to me for a second. If Brock Purdy wins the Super Bowl, the list of Super Bowl winning quarterbacks for the 49ers will read Joe Montana, Steve Young, Brock Purdy. And you want to know why we don't give Brock Purdy credit? It's because the credit y'all are asking for is not what actually is deserved in our eyes. If the credit was just, hey, Brock Purdy's a good quarterback, stop saying he's a system guy, I'm with you. And I think most rational football fans will be with you too. But if the credit you're looking for is Brock Purdy is the MVP and the best quarterback in the league, that's where we tell you to go jump off a cliff. However, if he wins the Super Bowl, you can tell all of us to suck a dick because y'all won the Super Bowl. Who gives a shit what we think? And right now, the credit that he needs to be earning is, can you be 6 inches and 7 minutes better than Jimmy Garoppolo? Pause. Because really all you need to be. Jimmy Garoppolo had him literally in this exact same spot 4 years ago. In the Super Bowl, up 10 points with 7 minutes left in the game, against the Chiefs, overthrew Emmanuel Sanders. Does Brock Purdy hit that throw and finish the job? That's the answer to all of our questions. And we don't have to be obtuse about this on both sides of the aisle. If you're on the Brock Purdy's a trash system quarterback side of the aisle, hey, bro, if he wins the Super Bowl, you're going to have to give that up. And if you're on the Brock Purdy's the greatest thing since sliced bread and Joe Montana reincarnating goes to the Super Bowl and stinks, you're going to have to wear that for the entire offseason. And Kyle Shanahan, buddy, you're Mr. Offensive Innovator and quarterback guru and the play calling genius and blah, 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 whatever you call yourself. You may want to put a ring on that pretty quickly. Because if you go to this Super Bowl and lose again, and God forbid lose a lead late again, oh my God. Ooh, buddy, we ain't gonna want to hear none of that shit next year. Ooh. On the Kansas City Chiefs side, this is where we're gonna have to really put in perspective what the hell it is we're actually watching. Because all season long, on shows and podcasts, much like mine, and literally mine, we've talked about the Chiefs' problems all year. Lackluster receivers. Travis Kelce's aging, poor play by the tackles, this overall offensive ineptitude. All year, damn, poor Patrick Mahomes. How could he ever overcome this? They're in Super Bowl. Again, for the, 4th time in 5 years. And the thing is, bruh, most of those problems still exist. It just doesn't matter. It just don't matter. Because they had Patrick Mahomes and the rest of us don't. It just doesn't matter. And it really makes me think, damn, bro, is that how the rest of y'all felt when my Pats had Brady? Like, damn, this Patriots team ain't even good. They just have Tom Brady. And that's enough. Speaking of which, I got to do this before we get to the questions. I'm only going to do this once because it's Black History Month. And I'm not going to be caping for Tom Brady over a black man very long. But real quick, the Brady versus Mahomes GOAT conversation is stupid for many reasons, but the first of which being, Tom Brady won his first Super Bowl when Patrick Mahomes was 5 years old. He beat Mahomes for his 7th when Pat Mahomes was 24 and played the entire time. Patrick Mahomes went through 19 years of life while Tom Brady was dominating the NFL. That longevity is about 75% of Tom Brady's GOAT argument because the NFL is literally a league and a sport that is built against longevity. Now, if you want to tell me Patrick Mahomes is the most physically talented and most special quarterback we've ever seen in our lives, I'd agree with you. But now we're having a different conversation because if that's your basis for who the greatest quarterback of all time is, then Tom Brady would have never been a GOAT anyways. It would have been Dan Marino or Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers or whoever the hell throws the ball really, really well. So that was never the argument. You can't be making an accolades argument because Mahomes is still 5 rings, 3 MVPs, and 22 playoff wins short, and tens of thousands of passing yards, hundreds of passing touchdowns. Like, what are we talking about? So I asked, what is the basis of this Patrick Mahomes over Tom Brady GOAT argument? I genuinely don't get it. I know we tend to look back on older generations and downplay their accomplishments, but for the love of God, Tom Brady retired a year ago. And guys, just to close this out, I love Patrick Mahomes, right? As president of the Black Quarterback Fan Club, it warms my heart that the best quarterback in football has been a black man for 5 years? But we don't have to do this yet. The gap between Tom Brady and the second best quarterback of all time is large. So we're not going to act like Mahomes has jumped over. I've met 4 all time. We're not going to act like he jumped over the other 2 and Brady all in one fell swoop. That's just way too big of a leap for him to do in 1 year. I'm sorry, it just is. And again, we don't have to do this yet. Pat Mahomes isn't going anywhere. He's still going to be here. And to my knowledge, Tom Brady's not going to come back out of retirement. So we can revisit this conversation again in 10 years. We could do this again in 10 years. We don't have to do this now. All right, quick break and then we'll get to the playoff questions. All right, first time I've ever really had the chance to do NFL questions since the playoffs started. My bad, y'all. I know y'all love this, but should just be long. A lot of things to talk about beforehand. All right, question 1. How did the Niners complete their second fourth quarter comeback ever under Shanahan? Well, the Green Bay Packers couldn't close out the game last game. That helped, and it was a big part of it. And Brock Purdy stepped up. You got to give him credit for that. Brock Purdy stepped up. And then against the Lions, same thing. They couldn't close out the game. Brock Purdy and the Niners offense stepped up. They were able to do what the other team couldn't. Simple as that. Thanks for the question. Next question. Should Dan Campbell fall back from being an aggressive play caller? Fuck no. Absolutely not. I was asked this question after the Cowboys game and the 2-point conversion stuff. No. Because when you're building a culture, you have to live and die by that culture. Sucks to suck, but that's just how it got to be. Next, should Lamar still get the MVP even though he didn't win a Super Bowl this year? Yes, it's a regular season award. Next question, where do you rank the Chiefs cornerback duo of Snead and McDuffie? This might be prisoner of the moment, but I can't think of any other teams that has 2 all-pro corners on it. The closest I can think of were the New York Jets with DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner, but to my knowledge, DJ Reed hasn't made an all-pro team. And all the other best corners in the league, the Pat Surtains, the Jalen Ramseys, their other guy doesn't amount to a McDuffie and Snead. What makes Snead and McDuffie so special is McDuffie's a nickel corner for the most part. And it's rare you have cornerback duos that aren't both outside corners and cover the Z's and the X's. One is a nickel corner, the other one's a traditional outside corner. Like, that's what makes this so fun, that they're that corner duo. And it's unfair that a team that also has Patrick Mahomes on it has the best cornerback tandem in the league. But that's the world we live in. Shout out to Brett Veach, the GM of the Chiefs. Next, what or who does Baltimore add so they can get over the playoff failure hump? Honestly, I like the idea of them adding an actual guy at running back instead of just rolling out the cavalcade of here's Justice Hill, Gus Edwards, Keaton Mitchell. Like, let's get an actual guy in there. Because a read option looks a lot different when it's Lamar Jackson versus Derrick Henry pick your poison than it does Gus Edwards or Lamar Jackson pick your poison. You know what I mean? All right, this one is kind of long. Did the Chiefs kind of just watch their playoff opponents make terrible mistakes on their own accord? Like, all three of their playoff opponents beat themselves preemptively in some way, shape, or form. And the Chiefs just kind of did just enough to win. This isn't a slight on their success, by the way. A win is a win after all. I'm just asking if the Bills, Fins, and Ravens all beat themselves more than the Chiefs beat them directly. So the answer is yes and no, right? So, lifelong Patriots fan here, and I've watched teams make this mistake for years. When you got the boogeyman on the other sideline from you, you tend to act out of character. The boogeyman in my life was Tom Brady. The boogeyman now is Patrick Mahomes. And when Patrick Mahomes is on the other sideline, other teams start to panic. You go down one possession and fumble the other one. Oh, fuck. This is going to turn into a shootout. We can't run the ball no more. Lamar, you have to throw the ball 45 times today. Oh my God. It's the fourth quarter. We're down to touchdown. We can't run the ball no more. Josh Allen, play hero ball. When you don't have to do none of that. If you just played your game, you probably would have been fine. Or you would have lost anyways. But if you would have lost, you might as well go down on the sword you came in with. And the Chiefs know that. And they know that more than likely you're going to beat yourself because you're scared of the boogeyman. And they're not going to beat themselves because they have Mahomes. Same thing with the Patriots. They weren't going to beat themselves because they have Tom Brady. So all they have to do is not fuck it up and make the plays where they are. The Chiefs didn't score a single point the entire second half of the game. But you know what they did do? Made sure every drive ended with a punt. So the Ravens had to drive the length of the field every single time. No short fields for you. Even against the Bills, the only turnover in the second half they had was the fumble through the back of the end zone, so you still had to drive the length of the field. That's what comes when you got the boogeyman on your sideline, man. Things like that just happen. All right, last question of the day. What is the most important unit of both these championship teams, and why is it their offensive line? Now, this is a person that knows the way to my heart because the offensive lines are always the most important unit of every goddamn game for every team, every single season of whatever we're doing, right? However, that's only the answer for one of these teams. The 49ers offensive line is the most important unit for their team because you have just watched 2 games in a row where teams abandoning the run was the nail in their coffin against the Kansas City Chiefs. You now have 2 weeks to watch the film and showing that that was their undoing. If they don't go out there with Christian McCaffrey and run the goddamn ball in the Super Bowl, I don't know what to tell you. I have no idea what to tell you. Then no one's going to run the goddamn ball if the 49ers don't go out there and run the goddamn ball Super Bowl Sunday. I don't know. But with Kansas City, the most important unit for them, honestly, is going to be their receiving core because they've gotten off pretty easy these last couple playoff games. Miami scored 6 points. Buffalo got to 24. The Ravens only got to 10. I feel like they're not going to be able to get off so easy against the 49ers. They're going to have to put up some points, which means somebody's going to have to catch the ball, and it can't just be Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce all game long. MVS has some great plays late in these games, but he's going to have to make some plays during the second and third and first quarters too. So to answer your question directly, the most important units for these games is going to be the San Francisco 49er offensive line and the Kansas City Chiefs receiver core. I think those are the keys to the games. I'm going to expound more next week when we do like a full-blown blowout Super Bowl preview. Cool? Cool. Thank you so much, everybody who listened this week. Don't forget, like, follow, subscribe, and we'll catch y'all next time.